Sins of the Past, Chapter 16, Related Warriors, Father and Son Preparation for Possible War. After the small conversation with his wife, his son and himself go to the strategy room. His son witnesses how his father's greatness and why they call him the most feared general of all time. Voice command recognition on the ship can tell whether you're talking to someone or to the mainframe. Suddenly, a message appears from his wife. It shows above in front in a marquee likeness. It reads, "Coordinate to announcement of new technology. We must intercept here to see if Dragon Star will be attending. I'm working on his new homeworld star realm name." Emperor Dragon Tiger says, "It seems we might have our fugitive." Prince Dragonlion says, "Finally, do you think he will be there at this gathering?" Emperor Dragon Tiger says, "I can certainly hope so." So, it's been 16 millennial years since his escape from his imprisonment. Millennial years is considered a millennium, but in a sense, is considered 1 year where they come from. So I just wanted to go ahead and explain that. Okay, where was I? That's how time it's fast paced where they're at, their planet. Okay, let's see. Okay, Prince Dragonlight, do you think he would be at the top level? Hold on. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, it appears this is the location where Dragonstar might be attending. Prince Dragonlion says, do you think he will be at the top? Emperor Dragon Tiger says, don't spoil yourself, my less evolved self. Less evolved self basically saying my less version of myself. So, just in case. You should already be aware that this takes time to expedite a plan. Prince Dragonlion says, so we wait until he reveals his face among them that resemble us. Precisely, ship's monitor comm says, you have a live communication from your eternity, impressional of the Alliance Guardian. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, allow. Empress Swan Rose appears behind him through a window out of thin air, almost screen-like view from the communications room. Empress Swan Rose, my eternity, did you receive my coordinates? Our fugitives are whereabouts. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, indeed, I have the locations of this gathering. Empress Swan Rose says, we leave when the time is right. To apprehend, and vengeance will be ours. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, I like that side of you. It reminds me of myself a little. Empress Swan Rose says, eternity, you know spilling innocent sequential coding shouldn't cover our grounds or them of Earth. I think I remember saying this yesterday. Sequential coding is their version of saying DNA. Okay. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, you know as well as I do that Dragonstar doesn't have the heart you do to preserve life according to the people that want to live it the way they choose. Empress Swan Rose says, agreed. I have great emotions telling me we might have to soak the grounds of their sequential coding if they are keeping him from us. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, I don't think it's that far. Dragonstar would hide himself and blend in like he did at our homeworld star. Again, homeworld star means home planet or a planet where you originated from. Okay, I don't know if you heard me on that one. Home planet or the planet where you were born and or originated from. That's what the homeworld star means. Emperor Dragon says, okay. Empress Swan Rose says, I'm worried about the visitation. They might strike us down and think we want total dominance. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, I have upgraded your battalion armor. Empress Swan Rose says, you made a few adjustments? I'm wondering what they are. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, I made new codes to carry out my orders to protect you from their projectiles. Empress Swan Rose says, how so? Emperor Dragon Tiger says, I had to adapt everything known to them that would be considered dangerous against us. Empress Swan Rose says, what about you and the crew that might be taking Dragonstar to the ship? It won't be easy, my eternity. Dragon Tiger says, I'm hoping for a challenge. I also want their most dangerous criminals in their homeworld star listing. Empress Swan Rose says, that might not be possible. They're going to tell us it's their problem and not to meddle with their affairs in keeping justice of their own homeworld star and its governments thereof. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, not if I track them on the ship's locator and have them mysteriously appear on board with maximum security. Empress Swan Rose's eternity, I don't want to start a warfare over those lesser criminals. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, do you have plans to talking to someone of power on the homeworld star known as Earth? Empress Swan Rose says, I was thinking showing up unannounced at his place of agreements are made at. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, let's visualize at this gathering that's so important to these beings that resemble us. Empress Swan Rose says, I'm thinking you want to invade. If they have their own problems that arise, then infiltrate. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, that's why you and I are meant to spend our life forces eternally together. Empress Swan Rose says, eternity, let us visualize them and find a strategy of obtaining our goals ahead. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, understood. Prince Dragon Lion says, can I take them to the Adef Bionica TV? The Adef Bionica TV is how you say it. Basically, in their side of the universe, in their home planet, they have an area that have section sports and activities. So and then together that's just what it is. It's called the section sports and activities. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, well, our youngkin is evolving excellently. Empress Swan Rose says, that's a good idea to see if they can adapt to our biological systems and their speech Shanadu power can match that of our own. In their terms, they shouldn't have this word, their speech Shanadu, meaning that's their way of saying spiritual. And there's certain words that will confuse you, and I'll explain them. So don't fret too much of what the hell you're saying. No, so. Emperor Dragon Tiger says, yes, the speedy Shanadu guardian forces that we have in the natural might be devastating to them. Empress Swan Rose says, it's an agreement. We wait, take, then the arena will decide their fate among our people. Then all three say at the same time, agreed. Sins of the Past, Chapter 17, Related Warriors. Global News Network, live Uzbekistan, Russia. Back on Earth, the rants and raves over the new technology. Global News Network has the inside scoop and plans to be at the entire event. As the newscasters are discussing if it's good to have brand new technology or bad. Anchor woman Mary Singh says, hello everyone, good evening, I'm Mary Singh. Man Mike Torrigan says, hi, I'm Mike Torrigan. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, we're bringing you the ultimate question of the century. Mike, if I may, what is your take on the situation? Anchorman Mike Torrigan says, well, Mary, I understand we're going to have new technology, whether if it's good or bad, we need to find out ourselves. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, that's why we have our journalists in Uzbekistan, Russia. What's going on there, Vanessa and Edward? Journalist Edward Dujumakiv says, hello everyone, this is Edward Dujumakiv and of course Vanessa Chang. Journalist Vanessa Chang says, that's right people, we're here live at Uzbekistan, Russia. This behind us is the infamous building which everyone from around here knows. Journalist Edward Dujumakiv says, yes, that's right, behind us is the International Forums and Affairs Palace building. With the live coverage until they kick us out from the party that's to take place after the demonstration. Vanessa and the other two anchors laugh a little bit at the idea. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, I see. Sounds like you two are going to have a fun. Journalist Vanessa Chang says, don't worry, I'll keep an eye out for Mr. Heartbreaker here. Anchorman Mike Targan says, when this party's going to happen after my time is up, I should show up there with you two party animals. Everyone chuckles. Journalist Edward Dujumakiv says, well, I can tell you two there should be plenty of room here. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, now back to the real question that is on everyone's mind. What can this new technology do? Journalist Vanessa Chang says, we're not sure yet entirely. Journalist Edward Dujumaki says, this is speculation, of course, that I heard it can improve existing appliances and vehicles. Journalist Vanessa Chang says, we could use that washer and dryer fixed and improved durability. The two women laugh. Anchorman Mike Torgan says, do you think men like us who get busy with work and all could get a break? Journalist Edward Dujumaki says, I would like to have me a brand new car myself that I don't have to worry about maintenance problems and so on. Journalist Vanessa Chang says, I hope this could mean faster and better lasting quality we all look for as a consumer in general. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, that's the other question, ladies and gentlemen. Will these products be worth the investments that to come ahead? Mike, what do you think? Anchorman Mike Torgan says, I hope it's affordable for all classes considering we're still struggling to get out of our economy crisis with tax-free services. Both anchors laugh. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, tax-free services? Okay, now I know we're all dreaming there. As they all chuckle at the idea, helicopter planes are surrounding the entire building with officials from the United States and Uzbek law enforcement. Vanessa gets an earful from her sources. Journalist Vanessa Chang says, this just in, everyone, the inventor is on his way shortly. Journalist Edward Dujumaki says, so what's your take on the inventor? Does anyone know what he looks like? Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, I heard he's a heartbreaker himself, according to the people there. Journalist Vanessa Chang says, we'll be back on the air after this break from our sponsors. Mary, Mike, we'll be contacting before the demonstration. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, hurry back with us. Journalist Edward Dujumaki says, oh, we will. As the screen to everyone's televised programming shows only the two anchors. Anchorman Mike Torgan says, it's a good thing we're allowed to view it. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, not to mention, Uzbekistan's government has given us permission to have this live coverage. Anchorman Mike Torgan says, that's wonderful, everyone working with each other. Anchorwoman Mary Singh says, all right, everyone, we'll be back after a word from our sponsors.